Devon Maid presents A Christmas Carol, adapted by Alex White.
Marley was dead. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail. Scrooge never painted out old Marley's name. There it stood, years afterwards, above the door. Scrooge and Marley. Of all the days of the year, on Christmas Eve, Scrooge sat as miserable as ever, busy in his counting house. There he sat, so he might keep an eye on his clerk, who was sat copying letters.
A Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you.
It was the voice of Scrooge's nephew.
Bah, humbug.
Christmas a humbug, Uncle? You don't mean that, I am sure.
I do. Merry Christmas? What right have you to be merry? What reason have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Oh, come then. What right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough.
What else can I be when I live in such a world of fools as this? Nephew, keep Christmas in your own way, and let me keep it in mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it. I have always thought of Christmas time as a pleasant time, when men and women think of people as fellow passengers to the grave. I believe that Christmas has done me good, and will continue to do me good. Come dine with us tomorrow.
I think not, nephew.
I want nothing from you, Uncle. I ask nothing of you. Why cannot we be friends?
Good afternoon.
I am sorry, with all my heart, to find you so resolute so. A Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Merry Christmas to you too, Mr. Cratchit.
In letting Scrooge's nephew out, Bob Cratchit had let two other people in.
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe. Have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley has been dead these 7 years, on this very night.
We have no doubt his liberality is well represented by his surviving partner.
At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provision for the poor and the destitute, who suffer greatly this present time.
Are there no prisons?
Oh, plenty of prisons.
And the workhouses? Are they still in operation?
They are. Still, I wish I could say they were not.
Oh, I was afraid from what you said at first that something had occurred to stop them in their useful course. I'm very glad to hear it.
A few of us are endeavouring to raise a fund to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth. What shall I put you down for, sir?
Nothing.
Ah, you wish to be anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. Since you ask me what I wish, gentlemen, that is my answer. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the establishments I have mentioned. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there.
Many can't go there. Many would rather die.
Well, if they would rather die, they had better do it and decrease the surplus population. Excuse me.
The length of the hour of shutting up the counting house arrived. With an ill will, Scrooge dismounted from his stool and tacitly admitted the fact to his expectant clerk.
You'll want all day tomorrow, I suppose.
If quite convenient, sir.
It's not convenient, and it's not fair. If I was to stop £0.50 for it, you'd think yourself ill-used, I'll be bound. And yet you don't think me ill-used when I pay a day's wages for no work.
I do observe, sir, that it is but only once a year.
It's a poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December. But I suppose you must have the whole day. Be here all the earlier next morning.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Scrooge walked in the snow to his dwellings. He lived in chambers that had once belonged to his deceased partner. They were a gloomy suite of rooms, but darkness is cheap, and Scrooge liked it. Before he shut his heavy door, he searched his room to see that it was all right. Nobody under the table, nobody under the bed.
Humbug!
He threw his head back into the chair. His glance happened to rest upon the handle of the door, and with a strange, inexplicable dread, that, as he looked, he saw this handle begin to move, mixed well with a clanking noise, as if some person were dragging a heavy chain.
It's humbug still. I won't believe it.
The door flew open with a booming sound, and then he heard the noise much louder on the floor below, then coming up the stairs. His colour changed, though, when it passed into the room before his eyes.
Marley?
The same face, the very same face, but how now? With a chain.
Is that you? What do you want with me?
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Can you sit down?
I can.
Well, do it then.
You don't believe in me.
I don't.
What evidence would you have of my reality beyond that of your senses?
Because a little thing affects them. Slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheats. Why, you may be an undigested bit of beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, a fragment of an underdone potato. There's more of gravy than of grave about you, whatever you are. Oh, mercy, dreadful apparition! Why do you trouble me?
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link and yard by yard. Would you know the weight and length of the strong coil you bear yourself? It was full, as heavy and as long as this 7 Christmas Eves ago. You have laboured on it since. It is a ponderous chain.
Jacob, oh Jacob Marley, speak comfort to me, naught of this doom that befalls me, Jacob.
I am here tonight to warn you that you have yet a chance and hope of escaping my fate. A chance and hope of my procuring Ebenezer.
You were always a good friend to me. Thank you.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Hunted?
No, haunted. You will recognize the faces, but know them not.
Is that the chance of hope you mentioned, Jacob?
It is.
Well, I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first when the bell tolls 1.
Couldn't I take 'em all at once and have it over, Jacob?
Look to see me no more, and remember for your own sake what has passed between us.
Oh, humbug.
The strike of the clock awoke Scrooge, who, starting up into a half-recumbent attitude, found himself face to face with the unearthly visitor promised by Marley.
Are you the spirit whose coming was foretold to me?
I am.
Well, who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past. Take heed. Rise and walk with me.
It would have been in vain for Scrooge to plead that the weather and the hour were not adapted to pedestrian purposes. He was clad but lightly in his slippers, dressing gown and nightcap. The darkness and the mist had vanished with it, for it was a clear, cold winter's day.
Oh, good heaven! I apprenticed here?
You recollect the way?
Remember it? I could walk it blindfold. Oh, ow.
Strange to have forgotten it for so many years.
Well, that's new.
The ghost stopped at a certain window and looked in. At sight of an eccentric gentleman in a Welsh wig sitting behind a high chair, Scrooge cried with great excitement.
Why, it's old Fezziwig! Oh, bless his heart! It's Fezziwig, alive again!
Scrooge's former self, now grown in a young man, came briskly in, accompanied by his fellow apprentice.
Dick Wilkins, to be sure! Oh, bless me, yes, there he is! He was very much attached to me, was Dick. Poor Dick. Dear, dear Dick.
With old Fezziwig there were dances as there were forfeits and more dances. Old Fezziwig stood out to dance with Mrs. Fezziwig, top couple too. There was Belle, whose beauteous sight reminded Scrooge of times now past.
Merry Christmas, Ebenezer.
Merry Christmas, Belle.
Belle!
What is the matter?
Nothing in particular.
Again Scrooge saw himself. He was a little older now, a man in the prime of his life. His face had not the harsh and rigid lines of later years, but had begun to wear the signs of care and avarice. He was not alone, but sat by the side of a fair young girl in a mourning dress, in whose eyes there were tears which sparkled in the light that shone from the ghost of Christmas past.
It matters little to you, very little. Another idol has displaced me, and if it can cheer and comfort you in time to come, as I would have tried to do, I have no just cause to grieve.
What idol has displaced you?
A golden one.
This is the even-handed dealing of the world. There is nothing on which it is so hard as poverty, and there is nothing it professes to condemn with such severity as the pursuit of wealth.
You fear the world too much. All your other hopes have merged into the hope of being beyond the chance of its sordid reproach. I have seen your nobler aspirations fall off one by one, until the master passion gain engrosses you.
Even if I have grown so much wiser, what then? I am not changed towards you.
Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor. You had changed. When it was made, you were another man.
I was a boy.
How often and how keenly I have thought of this, I will not say. It is enough that I have thought of it, and can release you.
Have I ever sought release?
In words, no. Never.
In what then?
In everything that made my love of any worth or value in your sight. You may take the memory of what is past, and in a very, very brief time you will dismiss the recollection of it, gladly, as an unprofitable dream from which it happened well that you awoke. May you be happy in the life you have chosen.
Oh, Spirit, show me no more. Conduct me home. Why do you delight to torture me? Spirit, remove me. I cannot bear it.
At once, Scrooge was in his bedchamber looking at one last lingering image of Belle. He was conscious of being exhausted and overcome by an irresistible drowsiness. He had barely time to reel into bed before he sank into a heavy sleep. Upon the stroke of 2, Scrooge felt he was restored to consciousness in the nick of time. Now, being prepared for almost anything, he was not by any means prepared for nothing, and consequently, as the last bell struck, no shape appeared save for a light coming under the door. Thinking that he might surprise the ghost, he got up softly and shuffled in his slippers to the door. Opening it with a start revealed no one there. He crept into the hallway, and still no one until...
Ahoo, Ebenezer!
No!
He turned to see his own room had undergone a surprising transformation. The walls, the ceiling were hung with living green, with food from all countries surrounding a mighty blaze roaring in the chimney. In easy state there sat a jolly giant, glorious to see as Scrooge came peeping round the door.
Come in and know me better, man.
Scrooge entered timidly and hung his head before the spirit. He was not the dogged Scrooge he had been, and though the spirit's eyes were kind, he did not like to meet them.
I am the ghost of Christmas present. Look upon me.
Scrooge reverently did so. It was clothed in one simple green robe bordered with white fur. On its head it wore no other covering than a holly wreath, set here and there with shining icicles.
You have never seen the like of me before.
Never.
Touch my robe.
Scrooge did as he was told and held it fast. It was a great surprise to Scrooge to find himself in a bright, dry, gleaming room he recognised as his own nephew's house, and with the spirit standing smiling by his side and looking at the same nephew with approving affability.
He said that Christmas was a humbug, as I live. He believed it too.
More shame for him, Fred.
Oh, he's a comical old fellow, that's the truth. Not so pleasant as he might be. However, his offences carry their own punishment, and I have nothing to say against him.
I'm sure he is very rich, Fred. At least you always tell me so.
What of that, my dear? His wealth is of no use to him. He don't do any good with it. He don't make himself comfortable with it. He hasn't the satisfaction of thinking that he's going to benefit us with it.
I have no patience with the man.
Oh, I have. I am sorry for him. I couldn't be angry with him if I tried. Who suffers by his ill whims? Himself always. And he won't come to dine with us. What's the consequence? He don't lose much other than a dinner.
Indeed, I think he loses a very good dinner. Your turn.
It was a game called Yes and No, where Scrooge's nephew had to think of something, and his wife and guests had to guess what it was. The brisk fire of questioning elicited from him that he was thinking of an animal, a live animal, a rather disagreeable animal, a savage animal, an animal that growled and grunted sometimes, and talked sometimes, and lived in London. At every fresh question that was put to him, Fred burst into a roar of laughter.
What is it?
I have found it out. I know what it is, Fred. I know what it is. It's your Uncle Scrooge.
Indeed. A Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to the old man, whatever he is. He wouldn't take it from me, but may he have it nevertheless. Uncle Scrooge.
The room vanished instantly, and on the threshold of another door, the spirit smiled and stopped to bless Bob Cratchit's dwelling. The two looked in.
And how did little Tim behave?
As good as gold. And better. People were glad to see him back at church after being so ill. Somehow, he gets thoughtful, sitting by himself so much. He thinks the strangest things you ever heard. He told me, coming home, that he hoped that people saw him in the church because he was a cripple, and it might be pleasant to them to remember, upon Christmas Day, who it was who made lame beggars walk and blind men see.
Spirit, tell me if Tiny Tim will live.
I see a vacant seat in the poor chimney corner, and a crutch without an owner, carefully preserved. If these shadows remain unaltered by the future, the child will die.
No, no, oh no, kind spirit, say he will be spared.
If he be to die, then he had better do it, and decrease the surplus population.
Scrooge hung his head to hear his own words quoted by the spirit.
A Merry Christmas to us all, my dears. God bless us.
Merry Christmas.
Mr. Scrooge. I'll give you Mr. Scrooge, the founder of the feast.
The founder of our feast, indeed. I wish I had him here. I'd give him a piece of my mind to feast upon, and I hope he'd have a good appetite for it.
Oh, my dear, Christmas Day.
It should be Christmas Day, I am sure, on which one drinks the health of such an odious, stingy, hard, unfeeling man as Mr. Scrooge. You know he is, Robert. Nobody knows it better than you do. I'll drink his health for your sake and the day's, not for his. Long life to him, a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. He'll be very merry and very happy, I have no doubt, unlike us in the gutter.
Have they no respite or resource?
Are there no prisons? Are there no workhouses?
Scrooge looked about him for the ghost, and saw it no longer. As the last stroke ceased to vibrate, he remembered the prediction of old Jacob Marley, and lifting up his eyes, beheld a solemn phantom, draped and hooded, coming, like a mist, along the ground towards him. It was shrouded in a deep black garment which concealed its head, its face, its form, and left nothing visible save one outstretched hand.
I am in the presence of the ghost of Christmas yet to come. You're about to show me shadows of the things that have not happened, but will happen in the time before us. Is that so, Spirit? ghost of the future, I fear you more than any spectre I have seen. But as I know your purpose is to do me good, and as I hope to live to be another man from what I was, I am prepared to bear your company, and do it with a thankful heart. Oh, will you not speak to me? Then lead on, lead on. This night is waning fast, and it is precious time to me, I know. Lead on, spirit.
No, I don't know much about it either way. I only know he's dead.
When did he die?
Last night, I believe.
Why? What was the matter with him? I thought he'd never die.
God knows.
What has he done with his money?
I haven't heard. Left it to his company, perhaps. He hasn't left it to me, that's all I know.
It's likely to be a very cheap funeral, for upon my life I don't know of anybody to go to it. Suppose we make up a party and volunteer.
I don't mind going to that wretch's funeral, if a lunch is provided.
They left the busy scene and went into an obscure part of the town. Scrooge and the Phantom came into the presence of a crone Scrooge knew from somewhere, standing in a pawnbroker's.
Well, you couldn't have come to a better place. Come into the parlour, and I'll shut the door of the shop. Ah, how it streaks! There ain't such a rusty bit of metal in the place as it owns hinges, I believe, and I'm sure there's no such old bones here as mine. Come, come, into the parlour.
The charwoman followed old Joe, but her eyes lit up when he produced a flannel bag with money in.
I always give too much to the ladies. It's a weakness of mine, and that is the way I ruin myself. Now, what have you here, my dear?
Open that bundle, Joe. If he wanted to keep them after he was dead, he'd have had somebody to look after him when he was struck down.
Joe bent down for greater convenience of opening it, and having unfastened the bundle, dragged out a large and heavy roll of some dark stuff.
What do you call this? Bed curtains?
Ah, bed curtains.
You don't mean to say you took them down, rings and all, with him lying there?
Yes, I do. Why not?
You were born to make your fortune, and you'll certainly do it.
I certainly shan't hold my hand close when I can get something in it by reaching out. Don't drop that oil upon the blankets now.
His blankets?
Who else's do you think? He isn't likely to take cold without them.
I hope he didn't die of anything catching.
Don't be afraid of that.
Scrooge and the spirit watched as old Joe held up a fine nightshirt in the muffled light. It was from the same tailor's as Scrooge procured his.
Ah, you may look through that shirt till your eyes ache, but you won't find a hole in it, nor a threadbare place. It's the best he had, and a fine one too. They'd have wasted it if it hadn't been for me.
What do you call wasting of it?
Putting it on him to be buried in. Somebody was fool enough to do it, but I took it off again. If a simple sack ain't good enough for such a purpose, it ain't good enough for anything. Sacking is quite becoming to the body.
Scrooge listened to this dialogue in horror as the two sat dividing their spoils.
That's the end of it. He frightened everyone away from him when he was alive, to profit us when he was dead.
The phantom spread its dark robe before him for a moment, like a wing, and withdrawing it revealed a familiar face to Scrooge, Bob Cratchit, returning to his abode.
How was it?
I wish you could have gone. It would have done you good to see how green a place it is. But you'll see it often. I promised him I'd walk there on a Sunday.
Bob told her of the extraordinary kindness of Mr. Scrooge's nephew, whom he had scarcely seen but once, and who, meeting him in the street, spoke kindness for his loss.
He is the pleasantest spoken gentleman you ever heard. I am heartily sorry for it, Mr. Cratchit, and heartily sorry for your good wife. If I can be of service to you in any way, he said, giving me his card, that's where I live. Pray come to me. Now, it wasn't for the sake of anything he might be able to do for us, so much as for his kind way that this was quite delightful. It really seemed as if he'd known our Tiny Tim when he was with us.
I'm sure he's a good soul.
And I know, my dear, when we recollect how patient and how mild he was, although he was a little child, we shall not forget poor Tiny Tim.
Spectre, something informs me that our parting moment is at hand. I know it, but I know not how. Tell me, what man was that whom is now dead?
The ghost of Christmas yet to come conveyed him as before.
Oh, Spirit, this is a fearful place. In leaving it, I shall not leave its lesson, trust me. Before I draw nearer to that stone to which you point, answer me one question. Are these the shadows of the things that will be? Or are they shadows of things that may be only?
Scrooge crept towards it, trembling as he went, hearing the noises of the hell below. He read the name on the gravestone.
Oh, am I that man who died with the scorn of others? Oh, no, Spirit! No! No! Spirit, hear me. I am not the man I was. I will not be the man I must have been but for this. Why show me this if I am past all hope? I will honour Christmas in my heart and try to keep it all the year. Oh, tell me I may wipe away the writing on this stone.
Holding up his hands in a last prayer to have his fate reversed, he held onto the cloak, which collapsed to reveal a bedpost. Yes, and the bedpost was his own. The bed his own, the room his own. Best and happiest of all, the time before him was his own, in which to make amends.
I will live in the past, the present, and the future. The spirits of all three shall strive within me to change what I have been shown. Oh, Jacob Marley, heaven and Christmas time be praised for this. I say it on my knees. Oh, Jacob, on my knees. I am here. The shadows of the things that would have been may be dispelled. They will be. I know they will. I don't know what to do. I'm as light as a feather, as happy as an angel, as merry as a schoolboy. Why, I'm as giddy as a drunken man. A Merry Christmas to everybody.
Really, for a man who'd been out of practice for so many years, it was a splendid laugh, a most illustrious laugh.
Oh, I don't know what day of the month it is. I don't know how long I've been among the spirits. I don't know anything. Oh, glorious, glorious!
Running to the window, he opened it and put out his head.
What's today down there?
Eh?
What's today, my fine fellow?
Today? Why, Christmas Day?
Oh, it's Christmas Day. I haven't missed it. The spirits have done it all in one night. They can do anything they like. Of course they can. Of course they can. Oh. Hello, my fine fellow. Do you know the poulterers in the next street? At the corner.
I should hope I did.
Oh, an intelligent boy, a remarkable boy. Do you know whether they've sold the prize turkey that was hanging up there? Not the little one, the big one.
The one as big as me?
Yes, indeed. Come back with the butcher and the bird, and I'll give you a shilling. Come back with him in less than 5 minutes, and I'll give you half a crown.
The boy was off like a shot.
I'll send it to Bob Cratchit's. He shan't know who sends it. Oh, it's twice the size of Tiny Tim.
He dressed himself in his best and at last got into the street. He had not gone far when, coming towards him, he beheld 2 gentlemen, the same gentleman who walked into his counting house the day before. Quickening his pace and taking the old gentleman by both his hands.
Whoa! Oh, my dear sir, how do you do? I hope you succeeded yesterday. It was very kind of you. A Merry Christmas to you, sir.
Mr. Scrooge?
Yes, that is my name, and I fear it may not be pleasant to you. Allow me to ask your pardon, and will you have the goodness to...
Lord bless me!
My dear Mr. Scrooge, are you serious?
If you please, and not a farthing less. A great many back payments are included in it, I assure you. Will you do me that favour?
My dear sir, I don't want to say such munificence.
Don't say anything, please. Come and see me. Will you come and see me?
We will.
Oh, thank you. I am much obliged to you. I thank you 50 times. Bless you.
He went to church and walked about the streets and watched people hurrying to and fro. He had never dreamt that any walk, that anything, could give him so much happiness. In the afternoon, he turned his steps towards his nephew's house. He passed the door a dozen times before he had the courage to go up and knock. But he made a dash and did it.
My dear, is your husband at home?
Why, yes, Mr. Scrooge. Please, do come in.
Where is he, my love?
He's in the dining room with our guests.
Fred?
Why, bless my soul. Who's that?
It's I, your Uncle Scrooge. I have come to dinner. Will you let me in, Fred?
Let him in? It is a mercy he didn't shake his arm off. He was at home within 5 minutes. Nothing could be heartier. It was a wonderful party, wonderful games, wonderful unity, wonderful happiness. But he was at the office early next morning, hoping he could be there first and catch Bob Cratchit coming in late. That was the thing he set his heart upon. Sure enough, the clock struck 9. No Bob. 1:15. No Bob. He was a full 18.5 minutes behind his time before he entered.
Hello? What do you mean by coming here at this time of day?
I am very sorry, sir. I am behind my time.
You are? Yes, I think you are. Step this way, sir, if you please.
It's only once a year, sir. It shall not be repeated. I was making rather merry yesterday on account of being stuffed, like the dinner that oddly delivered to our door.
Now I'll tell you what. I am not going to stand this sort of thing any longer. And therefore, I am about to raise your salary. Merry Christmas, Bob. A merrier Christmas, Bob, my good fellow, than I have given you for many a year. I'll raise your salary and endeavour to assist your struggling family, and we will discuss your affairs this very afternoon. Over a Christmas bowl of smoking bishop, Bob. Make up the fires and buy another coal scuttle before you dot another I, Bob Cratchit.
His words died away, as there in the door stood a figure shrouded in the light of the winter sun.
Ebenezer?
Belle, is that you? Oh, my heavens.
Word is about town that a Christmas miracle has occurred. A leopard with new spots.
Oh, yes, my dear, a change of spots. The turn of a page, and perchance a new bridge on the ashes of the last.
I've seen such a sweeping change before, sir.
Oh, I was but a boy. There lives now a being who can never change. One being who would be content to devote his whole existence to your happiness. Who lives but in your eyes. Who breathes but in your smiles. Who bears the heavy burden of life's inadequacies, if only for you.
I only ask that you be the kind gentleman you were when we first met, whose care and honour is known to all.
You have my word.
Scrooge was better than his word. He did it all, and infinitely more. To Tiny Tim, who did not die, he was a second father. To his new partner, Bob Cratchit, he became a good friend. And to Belle, he was as good a man as the whole city knew. It was always said of him that he knew how to keep Christmas well. If any man alive possessed the knowledge, may that be truly said of us all.
God bless us, everyone!
Is that another go?
I can't see.
I can't see because I'm pressing the way,
Oh.
A Christmas Carol. Copyright Devon May 2012.